This is Bitcoin Predictions Made Easy, your pro trading guide. I'm Gabby Trades, and if you're new here, I do technical analysis for crypto and equities. If that sounds good, please like and subscribe, and let's dive in today's video. Now, today there is not much I've prepared in terms of news, so we're strictly looking at the charts, and I will explain to you what is the easiest way to find your grip around the charts. Hello, Samir, Paul Premier. Oh, hi, Paul, Sugar Cookie, of course, Brian, Super Ted, Kun, Kim, Alberto, and everyone else. Welcome, you guys. Of course, Sugar Cookie, please, she's my assistant. Let me know in the chat if the music is too loud or not, so we can move on with the charts. Audio and video are perfect. Okay, Taz Pinball, I will trust you today. Let me move the chat a little bit so I can see you guys. No, music is cool. Okay, we're good to go. We're good to go. Alrighty then. So today we're gonna start a little bit differently. We're not going to just immediately jump into today's price action. We'll do that in a little bit, but I just want to show you how you can find your grip when you're looking at a naked chart such as Bitcoin right now. And we're gonna start on the daily, so this makes a little bit long-term sense for you guys. Okay, so what did Bitcoin do, right? We're in a bull market, so clearly we're bullish, right? This drop down hasn't confirmed any, end of the bullish action whatsoever. Now, looking at this, we know that we're in this bull leg. We know that we're just retracing right now. So we've identified that. From here on, what are we looking at? What is this? Is this a tree with like whatever? Is this like a smiley dragon? I don't know. Is this a snake? What is it, right? It's none of these things. So the thing is, high-end hodl. Okay, Jet, well done. Well done. Good job for making it today. Because I think this is going to be important. By the way, you guys, all of this I'm going to include in a trading course that will start together in April before Mercury finishes its retrograde, because I cannot tell you, Mercury retrograde is really, I'm ruled by Mercury and it's just usually heavy for me. But yeah, so once that's done, we're going to start with the trading course. I'll make all the announcements in the beginning of April, so you guys will master everything that I'm talking about right now. Ed, it's Stegosaurus. Yeah, it's most likely a Stegosaurus. These are the teeth or something. I don't know. Or this is just... Anyway, so what we're looking at is a bullish price action with a retracement. Now, in front of us, what is the most important right now? Currently, we're finding ourselves that we have been retracing, right? So we want to understand that move. First of all, we want to understand what caused that move, how it happened, and what's responsible for it. Okay, so in that case, I'm looking at this move right down here that broke structure and everything. So where is the high of the move? Well, it's here, Bitcoin all-time high, right? So in order for this move to be fueled, that means that this high over here took enough liquidity from where? We have to look to the left of the chart and find the high on the left of the chart, which in that case is this one. So this high over here, right, at 108,328 is the whole reason we're seeing this retrace right now. This is it. This is it. This big, egg or flower or whatever, it's the fault of this move to the downside. Why is that? Well, like I said, there was enough liquidity sitting above here to fuel this move to the downside, right? And in the move to the downside, we've created more liquidity and more fueling, and now we're doing the same thing, right? We're just creating more liquidity. We're liquidating more people to get more fuel to continue to the downside. Now, okay, so when I know that this move is the really, really bad high that made all this happen, that initiated this, now I need to find out where is the low, because what do we, the daily is a bull, falling, wedge, bullish, and we're bullish even though the price, okay, yes, wedges and stuff like that, I do not trade, and I will not teach you about these things because I do not use them. That doesn't mean they're not right. It's just something that I don't need to use. I trade in a very simple way, right? I determine where the liquidity is, which was up here. It was taken, and this price leg was what was it. You know, that's the price leg that we will blame for this move down, right? This is the price leg. Why is this the price leg? Because this is the high we've identified so far, that this is the high that's been swept. Right? So where is the low? Is it here? Well, no, it's not here. It's all the way down here. So now that we're seeing, when we identify the high and the low, and when we see that the high was swept like that, and there was a change in price, how did that change in price happen? Well, you identify that by looking at the candle structure, okay? So we have this wick here that has taken this high. Where is the order block, right? That is bullish, right? It's order here. It's here. It's this one, this red candle. So this red candle is now what? Once price trades through it, this is now what? It is a breaker block. Don't worry. All these things we're going to learn together. So usually when there is a shift in price, right, we have a close below the move that swept liquidity. That's very important. We look at the breaker block, right? As soon as there is a body close below it, such as here, these two candles, this one and this one, on a retrace, you're looking to enter short. How to identify the targets? For that, there is many tools that you can use. Not this one. I will teach you of all the tools that I use as well. But you will use, for example, this tool to determine the standard deviation away from this from this occurrence here. So it's showing you right now that this move to the downside is slowly exhausting, right? Because you're usually looking at around -2 to get your profits, right? So okay, we've identified that. What else am I looking at usually, right? This is for me to understand the picture, right? Because price travels from one liquidity, right, such as this high, to the other liquidity, the low of that price leg, right? So we've taken the high, now price came down, and we've taken the low. So, okay, if this is my significant low here, what is price doing? I'm looking at it. I draw a line, and I see that price took that low, right? And then it broke structure to the upside. Because why? Because this low was very significant. So price was starting to exhaust. So price took the low, pretended very hard that this is it. It was a massive manipulation, but it broke structure to the upside. So for some people, that's very, very much enough for them to go long. And that's it. They'll be like, I swear, this is it. We've broken structure to the upside. That's it. But that's not it. Okay. All right, now that we've identified that this was a false move, why? Because we had another leg down that took this low. What is the latest price leg that we're currently trading? Well, it's this one. This is the price leg that we're currently trading. So this is the high, and this is the low that we're interested in. So when you've identified a price leg like that, the next question you need to ask yourself is this price leg a bullish price leg or is it a bearish price leg? Let me know in the chat. Is it a bullish price leg or is it a bearish price leg? It is a bearish price leg, yes. So what are we doing with our price legs usually? Yes, very good, bearish. What do we do with our price legs usually? Well, we like to identify our zones using my Fibonacci tool. All of this you are all going to learn. It's going to become second nature to you when we start the course, and you have the recordings and you can practice, etc., etc. For that, join Discord, by the way, because this is where I'm going to announce everything. And if you haven't, link is in the description box to make it easy for everyone. I'm sorry I'm not very smiley today. My mom really, really upset me last night. And Mom, if you're watching, I'm not calling you until next year, because that's what I said. So then we draw. I'm not even kidding, by the way. We draw from the high of that leg, which is here, to the low, right? We draw our daughter is like face palm. Well, it is what it is. We draw our tool to see where are we currently in this price leg. Well, this price leg is bearish right now. So we're seeing that, you know, upon price reaching the 0.5% of this leg, we need to usually give up and drop down and create another low, right? This is what needs to happen. So this is what we are expecting, right? Whatever your mom did, we need to avoid doing that as well. 1 year, yikes. Yes, she really pissed me off. My mom has like this super Russian mentality. I don't know. It's just, I like the 0.618 of the trading Fibonacci tool. Yes. Okay, so this is the mini price leg that we were looking at, right? Okay. Next thing, wait, I made some notes. I'm going to show you this short setup here on a lower time frame, so you understand that this sort of market behavior happens on every time frame. Can we go down, please? Yes. This sort of market behavior happens on every time frame. It's not only here. So an example of that was yesterday when we're going back on the busy chart. You have to apologize. I have to apologize for that, not you. So for that, we're going back on the 15-minute time frame. So what was the short yesterday? Well, the short yesterday was a very similar situation where within the high, we've had a false move here, right? That did absolutely nothing, but it started a range. And then within that range, which is the reason why I didn't take the trade, because this high was really concerning me, and also I wanted to see Bitcoin lose the daily level. What did we see? We saw that we had a run on this high, right? We identified the breaker block, which was an order block, now turned into a breaker block. And then upon a retrace on that, this was the short, right? That I can see. But while price is trading up to here, you can't see that. It's very difficult. Especially when you're in a range like this, it's a very, very tricky trade. And especially when you're looking at the daily and you know that you're fighting this level. The bulls were fighting, the bears were fighting, and 87,821 was where the bears won yesterday, right? So this is how you need to identify your levels. You're looking at the chart, you're like, where are we? You go back on the daily, you find where you are within the daily chart, right? You find where you are. If you don't have the indicators, you open the indicators, and then you realize when you open the indicators and you find the daily bearish fair value gap being mitigated, you know that this candle now is fighting to either break through it, because if it broke through it and if it closed above this level, now we're becoming very bullish, right? Because once we close here, now we're looking to take this high. And we know what happens after that, right? Because we saw it so many times. Then we're looking at the 95K level high that needs to go, because it's what is liquidity. So we saw that the bears won last night. And this was the short. I was sleeping, by the way. So then I'm like, okay, that's fine. Let's see how it goes. So anyone that was short today on the Discord, what do? We said on Discord, or I said to you guys in the VIP channel, if you haven't joined, there is a VIP channel where I place all of my analysis on a daily basis. I update you guys with what I see currently. So once we lost that level last night, okay, and then we reach into today, and what do we see? We have this zone here at 86,407, which was another level that we've been fighting so hard, and we've been trying to protect, right? But we broke through it once, twice. So I said to everyone that was short today, take profits at 86,407 to protect yourself. That doesn't mean I'm not expecting another leg down to 85,400, but until then, we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what New York is going to bring. And do you really want to go retrace all the way up to entry right now, which is exactly what's happening? You don't want that. So that joined Gabby's cult. Yes, that's what my mom says. I'm a cult. Oh my God, it's so funny, you guys. But yeah, what can I do? So yeah, it's not very nice to having to, you know, completely backtrace to your entry. It's better to take some profits and call it a day, because that would have been a very nice, 1 to 3 risk reward, or even 1 to 2. It was going to be very nice, right? Today, what I'm looking at right now is I want to see this level being lost, but we're not seeing that, right? Because this is the crucial level that yesterday the bears fought. Do you slowly start to like follow how I think and look at price? I hope I'm explaining it to you guys in a way that it's easier to understand. Very good, Kun. Yeah, it's not... Mon, you didn't raise in the leader of the cult. Be proud. Franco. But yes, I understand that it's a little bit like a little bit advanced. Like you need to have some sort of knowledge on when the candle closes, when the candle opens, or what is a bearish candle, what's a bullish candle. You know, I understand that. And if someone in the course actually needs that knowledge, that's fine. I'm going to make a separate sort of beginning thing for them. But I think that most of our people on Discord know the basics of trading. So because we fought this level so hard, I'm expecting now for us to reject from it. And this is what's happening. This is what's happening. We're rejecting from this level right now. And this is what I want to see. Another way we can look at that is, again, we can draw a price leg, right? We can draw a price leg to identify where are we in the current price action. We draw it from the low. Why do we draw it from this low? Because this low broke structure to the upside. So we draw it from the low and we find the high. Wait, sorry, I can't even see everything. One sec. So this would be the high up here, and that would be the low, right? Because this is the last high that broke structure, and then this was the leg that broke structure to the downside. It's that simple. You find your legs very, very simple by just following break of structure to the upside and to the downside. So we have the leg identified, and what is that leg? Well, what do you know? It's a bearish leg. So what do we expect? Usually, when price is not ranging, we want to see a rejection from the 0.5 area and then continuation down. But we didn't see that now, which is another reason why I wasn't very confident in this short. Because if price continues and starts coming up to the 0.236, now price is telling me that this could be a ranging situation. And I don't want to be involved in that, even for a scalp, because now we're looking on the 15 minutes. So what are we going to get out of that? How significant are the fair value gaps on a lower time frame? If you're trading a lower time frame, they're significant, but even so, they're not so significant, especially like on the 1 minute time frame. If you are like trading the entry model that I gave you right now, that I'm going to teach you about, if you're trading that volume and you have a fair value gap, I think it's very, very useful. Whether it's a fair value gap or an inverted fair value gap, both of them can be added to the model for extra confidence. But what are we seeing right now? Like I said, we're rejecting from the 0.236. So this to me is now creating a range, right? It's creating a range. It is just very up and down price that I don't want to be involved in. I simply have no interest. But we know our long-term target, and we know what we're targeting, and we know that we're still in longs for ETH and Bitcoin. And we have absolutely no issue with price coming down from here and retracing even if it wants to 85K. But finding a short here is going to be very, very hard. And I'll tell you why. Because I signaled you earlier on the 5-minute time frame, since we already reached our level of where the bears won yesterday. So the bears won yesterday at that level, and now we rejected from it. We. And then what happened, right? We have this high, and then I was like, okay, this is a breaker block. Let's have a look. Did we have a retrace? Probably a good move to the downside. But as you can see, no, price is rather more interested now in the 0.786 of the price leg, because it's continuing to reject that area. So that is telling me now that we're going to go in a potential range, right? If it happens that price starts breaking through here, through that level that the bears won yesterday, I'm going to call Bitcoin bullish for probably, I don't know, for probably a bit more time until we reach 89,100, which is our first level of resistance, right? Our first level of resistance is at 89,100. If it happens so that we break the level that bears won yesterday. All right. A lot of people are short as well because we took the weekly high from yesterday. So this is all like stuff that makes sense. I understand. It's all good. But the overall bias for us, we know very well the overall bias. And the overall bias is that price is going to go up and take the double liquidity at 95K, where we have a massive resistance level as well as a sell zone, right? Let's have a look on the clean chart. Let's have a look on the clean chart on the 4-hour. Okay. So imagine you caught this beautiful trade and you find yourself down here. What are you going to do? You should have closed profits as soon as the standard deviation, right? As soon as the standard deviation reached a peak of 2 here. So profits should have been closed here, right? And what are you now? You did a very, very beautiful 1 to 2.5 RR trade with this big move to the downside, which was probably going to pay you quite well. Now you've taken profits, and guess what? Price starts reversing right now. You're seeing that you took the double liquidity here with that move. So now price is reversing and is slowly grinding its way up to take the 95K. Now, no, why? One more. So you're done with that trade. What are we doing here from now on? Well, we know we're long from where? Somewhere here or down here? I don't remember. I think down here. So I'm still long. I'm not planning to close that trade. I'm waiting for 95. This is where I'm going to cut some profits, and then I'm going to be looking for shorts. What are the areas that I'm going to be looking for shorts? Well, what do we have here? Right? What do we have here? This is a sell zone. I think I have these new markings here. Look. how do I find my breaker blocks without using my indicators? You can do that by yourself. Which level would you be the invalidation for you, bullish bias to 95K? I'll talk about this in a second. So, right. So what do I know? I don't have any indicators. I didn't buy the indicators that Gabby made for us because they're $20 and they're so expensive, and which is, I'm just joking, because they're not. I have to manually go and find now every single order block and breaker block that I need to see. So I know that I have liquidity here, right? I know that this is the high of the leg, right? I know that this is the liquidity. We have double liquidity here. Why? Because this was the formation here, and we have it here. So, okay, we're taking up that liquidity. We have a sell zone above that, which is the order block that's responsible for the break of structure to the downside, which is what? The last bullish candle before the break of structure to the downside. So we have the order blocks. A lot of sell orders are accumulated here. We have liquidity above that. And do I see any levels of support and resistance? Well, yeah, clearly I do. This is the level here, right? This is the level here. And it doesn't really start here. It starts somewhere here because price was trying to protect this level so hard, right, by creating a range. And then it did what we call AMD, which is accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. That's a very good sell model. Or buy model, whatever. Now we can teach about that as well. So we have the range, price goes up, takes the range, and then which is accumulation, manipulation, and then distribution. This is a very, very clear model here that happened. So, okay, we have a successful AMD model here that played out very, very nicely. That left a daily order block. And what else do we see? Well, we have massive resistance here because price was trying to fight here. And then eventually what happened? Well, the bears won. The bears won so hard that they broke structure to the downside. So this level is now very, very potential level of support that now can act as resistance. And we see we already have one rejection here with the 95K from that level that was so strong that we broke even further structure to the downside. So this move is no joke. This is bearish price action. So from here, I'm going to look for continuation at the 95K. And this is how I will trade a naked chart. Now, to make matters easier for me, I can just draw my indicators, right? I can just draw my liquidity indicators, and my liquidity indicators is going to tell me, yes, Gabby, we're finished to the downside. Time to move up because we need to take this. When I open my order blocks, it's going to show me with red, this is the order block right here. We have fair value gaps as well. So we have this level here, this level here. We have this level of support, you know, and this level of resistance. So this is what you need to be looking at. It's honestly that simple, right? But without the indicators, I've been doing it for a lot of time. You can also do it, right? You can also do it, but it's just harder. It's way faster if you have the indicators. Yes. Do you guys have any questions? Let me know in the chat box. So then we can continue with today's price action for Bitcoin on a lower time frame. Okay, so yes, for today, this is it. We're either right now, we're in a similar situation that we had yesterday, and we want to see if we're going to fight this level 87,821 or not. For now, the short trade has been invalidated, and to be honest with you, I want to see this high taken here, right? I want to see a small range created, and I want to see the highest high being taken, which is this one in currently, right? That's testing our areas. So I want to see it taken and then go on a lower time frame and find some confirmation for shorts, because on a lower time frame we found this, but as we can see, it's not really working. So yeah, for me, this is a range situation. And if I'm going to trade it, I'm potentially going to scalp, and it's going to be very, very short scalp, something around like probably 86,800, depending on the price leg. Does that make sense, everyone? You know, I'm very excited actually to start this course with you guys, because I think it's going to help you so much. And it's just so simple. It's just a matter of you training your eye to see these things. And yeah, just execution. Trading is a lot about execution. I have a strange feeling we might get one more shakeout this week before the big pump. Shrikar. Now, for the other shake, I don't know what do you mean by that? Do you mean like a deeper shake? Do you mean like we create another low, or what is currently your concern? Now, with indicators, the good thing is that we also have the 4-hour that is telling us right now that Bitcoin is bullish, but you know, we had a higher target earlier, and now we started creating lower fractals, right? Lower fractals than the previous target, which was up here, which means that price is exhausting. Price is exhausting. So we might as well just travel up, take that high, and then see what happens at the next resistance, 89,100. Yes, you guys, smash the like button. Thank you. I always forget to ask. It's so dumb because I actually, you know, need the likes to grow this channel and to get more people to join our cult. It's not a cult. I'm joking. Yeah. So thanks to the 4-hour, you know, and the fractal highs and low, we can see that this price action right now is showing that it's going to be a ranging structure. Because once we take this high here, right, if we do, when we do, because don't forget, the current target is the current target as per my strategy. So it is what it is. Maybe we take some scalps, but not even, I don't even want to do that anymore. I'm going to tell you why, because we created a lower fractal here as well. Before that, yesterday, our lower fractal was here. It was only that. So what was that telling us? That was telling us that if when price loses this level, it can go all the way down and create a fractal anywhere it wants between all this space. Why? Because it has all this space to not invalidate the long bias setup. But now it's created a lower fractal down here. So anything I trade, I have to have my target either at 86,400 or 88,780. Is that really worth it? Maybe on the 1-minute time frame, if you have like a very good setup, maybe it's worth it. Otherwise, I don't think so. So yeah, I think this is it for now. We're still bullish. Potential short setup is going to come at 89,105, right? To potentially target 86,407. This is going to be the confirmed target. And once we take that low, if we do, what do we wait? We wait for a next confirmation candle on the 4-hour to give us the other target, right? And that's how we trade. But I think price has overextended for now, and it's trying to go bearish, but it's not doing it. So it's still sort of bullish. The bulls are holding quite well. So do you really want to be involved in that? I don't know. I don't think so. Last week we had very good week. We had 4 successful trades. So this week I want to continue being successful and seeing that we might form a range right here before another move up or another move down. I am just going to wait and see what happens. Today has just been an absolutely waste of time, to be honest with you. And yeah, we can just watch price and see how bulls are trying to get to take over the level at 87,800. Don't forget the CME gap between 84 and 84.7. 84.7. Let's have a look. Okay, so you mean this one down here? Yeah, I mean, we can mark it. Wait, how big is it actually? Is it something like this? Because this is the only place that price really didn't trade through. I think the CME gap was way bigger on Nasdaq. So yeah, it's quite possible that we drop down to that level, because 84, what are we looking at? This 84.8. So if we get bearish on Bitcoin, the next fractal low that we're going to target is going to be down here. So that is at 83,682. So yeah, it's quite possible that we close the gap. But I mean, me personally, I think that we're going to get another massive leg down. So I prefer to wait, right, to get to my levels of interest, which are 95,000, between 95,000 and 96,500 or whatever. Between 95 and 97. This whole zone, actually, it goes all the way up to 98.745. So that's where I want to look how price is acting. Right now, we caught a very nice long, so I'm just writing that, and that's it. And if I see a short, I'm going to take it. But that short is going to be either from the 89,100 or the 95,000, because anything in between, I don't really see for me to trade. Do you understand? I have a bigger gap. So I don't know. Oh yeah, if you go on the lower time frame, sorry, because I was on okay, so price didn't trade between, what are we looking at? 85,100 and 84,485. Yeah, it's quite possible. But like I said, before that, we have to take this high, we have to take this low, and we have to see more confirmations, right? Before that happens, there is absolutely nothing we can do, right? And don't forget, we have a resistance zone at around 89,100. So 89,100, that's somewhere over here, just above target on the CMEs. So yeah, maybe a nice short for 81,100. Yeah, it's possible, but you know, there is a lot of confirmation that we need to wait for. For now, we're trading in between 88,780 and between 86,293.6. So it's not a very big range to play with. So we might just well write it out. And don't forget, like on a short-term time frame, we are on a smaller time frame, we're bullish right now, because we're making higher highs and higher lows now. So price is just going up. The overall picture is bullish, is bearish right now on the mid. So on a higher time frame, we're bullish. On a mid, we're bearish. And on a smaller time frame, we're bullish. Do you see how this works? It can be confusing, but this is how we do it. All right, so this is pretty much what I have for you today, guys. This is what I wanted to show you, how to focus on reading the price legs, liquidity, you know, external liquidity, internal liquidity. All these concepts we're gonna learn together beginning of April. So yeah, I want to say thank you so much for being here again. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time. Don't miss out.